Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, November 23rd, 2020. We're in the first day of the new trading week, and we are in the final hour of the trading day, which is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions. Real quick, during the day, the algorithms, the day traders, they are the ones that are in control of the price during the day. At the end of the day, you have the large financial institutions come in. They're dealing with the most size, most money, best information, best technology, very smart people, and in my opinion, following what the large financial institutions, waiting until the end of the day and following the large financial institutions, what they're doing to make your buying and selling decisions, in my opinion, gives you an edge in the long term in trading. So that's why I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions at the end of the day for my swing trades. So thank you all for coming. It's always nice to see everyone. I hope everyone had a good weekend, studied up on your charts, maybe read some trading books, or just did something fun. But I hope you had a good weekend. And thank you all for coming today. I really appreciate it. I always look forward to this time of the day. I think we have such a great group. So many people contribute to it, and I'm very grateful for that. And so thank you very much. And I hope that by spending your time here, investing your time here, it's helping you with your trading and your investing. So currently, the Dow Jones is up quite a bit, up 378 points, up 1.29%. The NASDAQ is up 50 points approximately, up 0.42%, and the S&P is up 24 points, up 0.69%. So the Dow Jones is definitely the stronger index out of the three. So here's the plan for today. As always, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have one day trade today, just one little day trade today on Apple, which was a good one, but I'll go over that with you. Then we're going to turn to the board. We're going to take a look at your positions and see how they're doing. I see some doing very well up over there percentage wise for sure. So that'll be fun. We'll go through and do a little show and tell on your positions. After that, we'll switch gears. We'll talk about trader psychology for a little while. Most important skill in trading. It's not learning the charts. I really 100% believe that. The more I trade, the more I believe that. It's about following your plan, having the discipline to create a plan and then follow it. Right? So if you are finding yourself not being able to follow your plan, you have some work to do. So hopefully when I talk about trader psychology in different ways and shapes and forms, hopefully we'll start to internalize how important it is for you to be able to follow that plan and to work on it if need be. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I've gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I look to enter a trade. First requirement, confluence combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. You're going to put yourself in the best position to have a profitable trade. You're going to increase your chances dramatically if you are in the company with as many other buyers as possible and looking for entry signals, indicators lining up on multiple time frames is the way that I try to achieve that. Number 2, requirement number 2, risk to reward is also very, very important, extremely important. I never risk more than what I expect to make to the upside 2 times. So if I'm willing to risk $100 to the downside, I need to be able to make 200 or more to the upside. It's very, very important. It's really what trading is about, in my opinion, is analyzing the risk to reward. And then number 3, take a few minutes always. Take a look at how many positions you have, how correlated are they, how much account heat do you have at work at any one time, and then also please adjust your position size based upon the current volatility. It's very important. So I'm going to go down through the candidates that I've already taken a look at earlier in the day, and I'm going to try to narrow it down to an entry signal at the end of the day that fits the 3 requirements that I just mentioned. Then after the market closes, if you have any questions, please let me know. If you need any clarification on anything, please let me know. If there's any stock symbols that you would like me to look at before the market closes, I'm happy to do that. Just put an asterisk or an emoji in the chat there, and I'll do my best to get to it before the close of the day. And then lastly, if you have any new entries or exits that you would like me to update on the board for you, I'm happy to do that. Just please make sure that you wait till the end of the day before you tell me about any new positions that you have, okay? So that I'm done teaching and I can concentrate and pressure's off and done trading, all that kind of stuff, all right? All right, I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look and see who is here today. Make sure, yeah, all right. Leva74 is here. Hello, Leva, good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a nice weekend. Kamal is here. Hey, Greg and gang. Hey, Kamal, good to see you, bud. Thanks for everything today, chatting with you, and for the results of the scanner. Always appreciate that. Captain Johan is back. Good to see you, Johan. Hope you're doing well, bud. Hadn't seen you in a couple days, and I think you have some good trades going on here. We're going to have to take a look, but good to see you, Johan. Brian, hello, everyone. I'm glad to listen in today. Thank you, Brian. Nice to have you back, sir. Thanks for coming. Evan is here. Good afternoon. Hi, Evan. David is here. Hi, Greg and group. Hey, Dave. Good to see you, bud. Frank says hi, Greg and group. Hello, Mr. Frank. Nice to see you as always. Jatin is here. Hello, good afternoon, sir, everyone. Good afternoon to you, Jatin. Frank has a poem for us, so let's take a little look-see over here and see what the poem says today. Take from the rich and give to the poor. Some seek that and even more. But the market sighs and says, don't be so sure, because wealth favors the one that is patient and endures. Oh, man, they just keep getting better. They just keep getting better. Let me type that in and we'll take one more shot at it. Take from the rich and give to the poor. Some seek that and even more. But the market sighs and says, don't be so sure, because wealth favors the one that is patient and endures. Boy, is that a great saying. Don't be so sure, because wealth favors the one that is patient and endures. Yeah, it's all about patience. That's really what it comes down to. Be patient, wait for that perfect strike to come across the plate, and then take your swing. But don't be swinging at outside balls and crazy pitches, right? Wait for your setup to come to you. Make sure it's a good one, and then take it. And that's what favors. Being patient is what favors people in trading. Morgan is here. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Nice chatting with you. Hope you're having a good, I guess it's evening in South Africa. And it was fun talking with you. Jatin says, Frank, sir, on point as always. Brilliant indeed. Mark is here. Hey, Greg is taking a beating today. Oh, I don't know what that symbol is. Something's taking a beating, but I'm not sure. It looks like a metal. Oh, metals. Yes, 100%. You're right. All right, I'm a little slow, but I got it finally. Yep, they are definitely taking a beating. All right, we have a lot to do today, so let's get to it. Beyond Meat. All right, who do we have in Beyond Meat here? We have Johan, David, Gary, and myself. Really nice trade on Beyond Meat. We had a great setup in under 200, over 200, under the negative third, over the negative third, under the 30, over the 30. Bought here at 126.96. This thing has just gone up and up and up and up since we bought it. I did hit one profit target today here at 140.82. Currently, from entry to current price, it's up 10.66%. I am probably going to take half of my position off here today. It has not quite rejected the 50 RSI, but it's gotten pretty close. It currently has rejected the 20 EMA. It has that big, strong 100 right above it. I'm not going to sell the whole thing, but I am going to most likely, unless it closes strongly above the 100 and the 50 RSI, I will go ahead and take off half of the remaining position and then keep the other half for a little bit longer term. That's what's great about taking half. It takes a lot of the pressure off, and this was a nice big up bar of 4.18% today. So congratulations, Johan, David, Gary, and myself. Chewy. Yas and I bought Chewy back on the 18th of November at 66.42. Currently it is 69.36. It's moved up nicely. Had this breakout over this fractal. Here's a high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. Also had a MACD crossover. I have not hit a profit target yet today. It's right here, this green line, but it is up nicely. It's up 4.38% since the entry. Eli Lilly has been my stinker today. However, you know, I always try to look on the bright side of this kind of stuff, and so Johnson and I bought Eli Lilly at 143.17 back here on the 19th. Nice V1 bullish engulfing bar crossover. Friday it went up nicely, hit a profit target right here near the top, but you see how we got right close to that 200 and it rejected it? That was a bit of a danger sign. That's why I took off half of my remaining position on Friday, which of course I'm glad I did because it's down 2%. So very likely I am going to get out of this. I mean, we almost rejected the 200, and now we have looks like a close below the previous day's low and a rejection of the 50-day moving average. So all in all, this will still be a profitable trade slightly because of the profit targets I took and because of the half the position that I took off here. But this isn't acting very well today, so I will be taking this off for sure. Nike. All right. So maybe I better start. Johan and Brian are long Nike back here from 128.30. It has moved up beautifully ever since then. Looks like the two of you from entry to exit are about 4.58. That's beautiful. I am short Nike, not based upon the daily, but based upon the weekly bars. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we had a big down bar on big volume. We rallied back up, but we were not able to close above the 70 RSI. We have the third ATR channel above us. It is up today. I am down on the trade. I shorted at 133.13, and it is 134.41. So I've lost about $1.30 or so on the trade. But this is a weekly bar, so I'm not going to make any decisions on this until Friday, unless, of course, I hit my emergency stop, which is way up here. So am down on that trade, but it is a little bit longer term trade. You know, when you position size for weeklies, you reduce your position size a lot. You're not going to take the same position size on a weekly as you are on a daily, because things can move so much further in a week. And that's why I took my maximum loss divided by the ATR, the 2 ATR of 12.95, which factors all of that in. So anyway, nice job, Johan and Brian, and I am down on this trade here. Paycom. All right, we have Johan and Kamal and myself. We did buy Paycom. Really nice return to value, sideways motion, V1 entry trigger at 381.75. This has just gone up beautifully. Hit one profit target today at 446. Currently, this trade from entry to exit is up 5.66%. Okay, SPY. Of course, overnight SPY trade I take every day. I buy the SPY at the close of the market. I sell it first thing the next morning at the open. I did buy the SPY at 355.33. Sold it this morning at 357.25. So not too bad. And I believe Frank and Yas were also in this trade. VIX. This has not been a good trade for me. I did buy the VIX back here at $20.06. Had a couple nice up moves, a couple days up where I did take some profits off, luckily, to reduce my loss as this has been going down. But I'm sticking with this stubbornly because that was my trade plan. Close under the 30 RSI is going to be my stop, or if I were to hit my emergency stop during the middle of the day. And it looks like Ramble, Ron, and Quad are also long VIX. Baba, real quick, I do not have a directional trade in this, but I did sell puts on Alibaba for $162 per contract down to $180. If Alibaba can stay above $180 by January 15th, I will collect $162 per contract. I picked the $180 strike price on the weekly based upon the 6 ATR channel and the 200-day above. And then on the monthly, it lined up beautifully with the -1 ATR channel and the 50-month moving average. So I am up nicely on that trade. I think I'm going to do this. Apple. All right. Apple has not been so hot tamale. I did buy Apple back here at 1658 with a 1030 crossover. That is a good back-tested approach for trading Apple long term. It did move up nicely. Luckily, I was able to take some profit targets, but Apple has been very, very weak. Today, I will be getting out of half of my remaining position because I took the trade based upon the 1030 crossover. Today, the price is closing below the 10 and the 30. The 10 is still above the 30, but the price is below both of them. That's a signal for me to take off half of my position. Hope that makes sense. And it looks like Frank has a 10% runner from 111. Gary is long from 108. Yep. So anyway, that one has not worked out so great. But again, that's why I like to take profits when I have them to the upside, because it mitigates this kind of downside. And then lastly, I did have a day trade on Apple, had a pretty nice one. I bought here on the 5-minute. We had a false breakout to the downside from this low. We reversed back up with the V2. I bought at 114.33. Couple nice big up bars. I took off half my position at 114.64. It did not move more than 1 ATRs from my entry. So when it got back to my entry, I did not break even on that because it has to move 1.5 ATRs from my entry. So I kept it, moved up. Right here, we rejected the 50 RSI at 115.13, and then I had a close below the previous day's low at 114.99. So I got in at 114.33. I got out of some at 114.64, out of some at 114.99, and out of some at 115.13. So nice little day trade. I had a little bit of a case of the lazies today. I sat here to trade and I just really couldn't see a lot, and I was like, just stick with the one-day trade, and happy for that. Okay. Jackson said he meant gold. Yeah, I got that. It took me a while. I'm old. Morg says, yes, it's the evening here in South Africa. It was a great chat with you on Sunday. Oh, great. Glad to hear that. It was nice chatting with you too. Frank says, thank you, Jackson. Steve Burns, buddy, what is happening today? Good to see you, my friend. Thank you as always for coming here. It's always an honor and a privilege to have you. I really mean that. I say it every day, but I honestly, sincerely mean it. And I'm sure everyone else feels the same way. Steve says, today is the stock market's third rally on the vaccine news. Yes, it is. How many more are we going to have? Who knows, right? Ava is here. Hello, Ava. Nice to see you, my friend. I hope you are doing well. Thank you for coming. Gary says, hello, Greg and group. The vaccine news is taking over the Dow. Yes, it is. Gary's had some good trades today. I'm going to show you those in a minute. Yavar says, hello, everyone. Hello, Yavar. Nice to see you. Bob is here. Hello, traders. Good to see you, Bob. Thanks for coming. Steve says, this news seems to have triggered another leg up. Biden chooses former Fed chair Janet Yellen. Oh, I didn't see that. To be Treasury Secretary. Oh, interesting. Ramble is here. Good to see you, Ramble. Ramble was one of my first viewers way back in the day, so I always appreciate that. Yas is here. Hey, guys, I am back. Good to see you, Yas. Yavar says, Kura is a V1. Let's see. Yes, it is. I always feel like the Scrooge that stole Christmas, but look, we've only had 1 day of sideways motion. Yes, we were above the value zone. We came down lower. We did have 1 day of sideways motion, and then we had a V1. Not too bad at all, but I have strict rules. When it comes back into the value zone, I need it to go sideways for at least 2 days before I take the trade, generally. So this is okay. I don't like that it's rejected the 5 and the 10 already, though. Steve says KMX has a 1050 EMA crossover today. Oh, does it? Let me write that down. 1050 EMA. Let's take a look and see. Oh, yes, it does. And it's still within the tolerances for me to take that trade because it's not above the second ATR channel. So let's write that down. All right, and then let me put that over here. Oops. Thank you for that, Steve. Oops, that's the wrong symbol. Thank you for that, Steve. Steve's always good at finding those crossovers. Okay. Alibaba. Oops, wrong trade. Wrong chart. Alibaba, Ava, David, Quad, Kamal, Johnson, Gary. Very, very nice. Did buy Alibaba with an under 30, over 30 V2 on over the negative third ATR channel at 257.17. It is now 271.08. So very nice there, everybody. Congratulations on a great trade. Oops. Come on, Greg. Let's get it together. Up 5.12%. Brilliant, brilliant, lovely, everyone. Seriously. Kamal snuck in and bought some Facebook intraday this morning. When I got up, I saw that. He entered at 265.90. It is 269.07. So very nice purchase right near the low, Kamal. PayPal. Frank, beautiful trade on PayPal. I remember looking to possibly buy this and I rejected the 50. It's at, Frank got in at 193.06. It's 201.84, up 4.74%. Beautiful, Frank. Very nice. Shopify. Kamal has had a great trade on Shopify. He bought at 893 and 900. It is at 986.54. So just rough numbers here. If we kind of split the middle, up 8.71%. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Gary, I will never doubt you again, my friend. Never, ever, ever. Gary asked about this. I said, look, it could go up. I don't know. It's just not in the tolerances and the levels where I could buy. Gary bought calls, $200 strike calls on Square, expiring November 27th in 4 days. So these babies moved a lot for Gary because we are intrinsically in the money at 208. It's up 6.19%. I would imagine that Gary's calls have probably appreciated, I don't know, 45%, maybe more. Just a guess, but beautiful trade, Gary. Very, very nice. And I know that the unusual volume triggered Gary off to that trade. Ava, beautiful trade on Snap at 40.50. It is now 45.76. Little bit of a bearish bar here with the close below the open. It's still up 3.3% today, but that is a little bit bearish of a bar. Ava's up 11.53. Man, Ava is quite the trader. I'll tell you what. Qs. Jatin and Frank bought Qs back here at 284.60. It's at 290.78, up 0.29% today. Up on the day, nicely up on the trade for Jatin and Frank. So congratulations, both of you. Teladoc. Frank and Johnson bought Teladoc back here at 182. It's 194.35. It is down 2.83% today, but still nicely up on the trade. Congratulations to both of you. Brian M. bought QDEL at 191.25. It is 176.72 today. It's down 5.59%. Looks like it's lost the negative third ATR channel and the 200. So that's a bummer there, Bri. TUP, Ava, also another trade, nice trade here at 31.85. We're at 36.13, up 2.47% just on the day. Oh, that's Tupperware. Makes sense. Tup, right? Very nice trade, Ava. Gary sold credit spreads on MasterCard expiring January 15th. He sold the 290 280s. It's at 332.04. It's up 2.8% today. Essentially, Gary will make all his money as long as the price of MasterCard does not close below 290, and he's got about $42 of protection there, and nice update today, so that helped his position. GILD, Quad Racer bought GILD at 60.81. It is now 59.99, so it is down on the day and down on the trade. Google, Jatson bought Google at 17.48. It is now 17.37, so it is a little bit down today, and it is a little bit down on the trade as well. Zynga, Bob has had a nice trade on Zynga from 791. It is 824. It is down 1.32% today, but he is still nicely up on the trade. Looks like we had some rejections of the 200-day moving average here. UPS, Johan bought UPS here. Johan, I don't know if you're still in this, but this is what I have you down for. Excuse me, 168.30. It is 166.08. So it is up today, but still a little down on the trade for Johan. Brian bought W at 243.09. It is now 257.27. So that's a nice move there. Up on the day and up 5.4% on the on the trade. A line, whoa! Jackson bought a line way back here at 441. It is now 476.77. It's up 6.79% just today, and it looks like 7.48% on the trade. Kamal bought RGEN at 187. It is currently 185.33. So it did move up strongly on Friday, but is down today. So Kamal's a little underwater on this trade, unfortunately. YNDX, Kamal bought YNDX at 62.17 at 61.47. So it is down on the day and a little bit down on the trade. And lastly, Lowe's, Frank bought Lowe's at 148.59. It is currently 153.59, up 2.44% just today, and up 3.33%. So some really nice trades there, everybody. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Again, over on my trades, I am going to be getting rid of Lily today. So this is coming off today. Just bad price action. Don't want to let that turn into a big loss. Paycom, it's possible hit that second profit target. We'll see. Buying the SPY, keeping the VIX, and selling 1/2 of my Apple today. Again, because I took the trade with the 1030 EMA crossover. Big down day on Apple, but clearly the price is below the 10 and the 30, so that's my signal to take off half. The red line down here, that's my emergency stop, but hopefully we don't get there. Okay. Yeah, says that PayPal almost took it off Friday. Oh, I'm glad you didn't. Ramble says, can we take a look at Lyft? Yeah, I mean, look, we came down. We had the third ATR channel below us. We rejected it, which is good. We've gone back up, but no, this is not the type of trade I would take up at these levels and at that high RSI level, and especially above the third ATR channel. Steve Burns says Spot has a 1030 crossover. I think I have Spot on my list. Is that EMA or SMA? Steve. Brian says, I have been out of QELD and Nike. Okay. Would you remind me then, Brian, at the end, and I'll take you off of those? Gary says, thanks, Greg. I exited the Q calls earlier today for 100% return. Oh, I was way off. I don't buy a lot of calls, so my calibration on calls is not that good. Fantastic. Beautiful. Johan says, I got out of UPS last week. Okay, we'll update at the end. Thank you. Jackson says, sir, I had even longs on Tesla at 415 post discussion with you regarding its volatility contraction. Sorry, I do my best to keep up with these, but sometimes all right, let's get this I don't know why. Maybe it was that day that I had the issue. All right. 415. That is fantastic. Holy camole. I remember that conversation also, Jathan. What a beautiful day. Up 7.3. I can't even imagine what this is total return. All right. Let's take a look and see what it is. Jathan up 20.94%. Holy smokes. Congrats, my friend. Very, very nice. David says, is Beyond Meat closing the previous down gap? Yeah, it is. I was looking at that. That's one of the reasons I'm taking off half of the position today as well. It's closing it, which you could look at as good or bad. But yeah, I am definitely going to take half of this off today because of the resistance we have above there. It's rejected the 20 RSI, 20 EMA. We got very close to rejecting the 50 RSI, and we've come back, closed that gap. So I am taking half of this off today. VJ, how you doing? You want to look at Oxy? Whoa, look at that. Holy smokes. Notice anything there? Got rejected right at the 200-day moving average, right at the 200 and the 6 ATR channel. That's a lot of overhead resistance right there from a technical standpoint. If I was in this, I would definitely be taking some off of this. And if you're asking me if I would buy here, no, I 100% would not buy here. Could go up, I don't know, but no. Okay. All right. So listen, before we start looking at possible end of day trades here, before I go down through my candidates, looking for those 3 requirements, right? Confluence combination of indicators on multiple time frames, good risk to reward ratio, minimum 2-to-1, and then number 3, keep in mind your account heat, correlated positions, and if you do take a position, please consider what the volatility is when coming up with your position size. This is from my friend Thomas Payne at Trader T Payne over on Twitter. Thomas is a retired. Thomas was a scientist, and he made the switch over to the trading world to become a trader. And what I love about Thomas, he brings the real scientific method over from his scientific career over to his trading career. And he's very astute and spends a lot of time on trader psychology. So let's see what Thomas has to say. Continue reading trading books over and over. Something that does not resonate with you now may resonate with you down the road after you gain more knowledge and experience. The same book may have a whole new meaning the next time around. I'm sure many of you out there hearing this can resonate with this. I probably read Moving Averages 101 by Steve Burns, I don't know, 9 times, and I still get something out of it every time I read it, right? That goes for all of Steve's books. Every time I listen to Trading in the Zone, I hear something new. And when you first read it, you may not be at the correct level to pick everything up, but I try to listen to Market Wizards once a year. I try to listen to Trading in the Zone once a year, exactly for the reason Thomas says. Some things that don't resonate with you when you first read them may now resonate with you because you have more knowledge and experience. The same book may have a whole new meaning the next time around, and that goes for lots of books. Right? You may just not be in the right place and time to understand it. So if you have some good trading books, some famous trading books like Steve Burns' Moving Averages 101, Trading in the Zone, Market Wizards, or whatever, maybe Mark Minervini's book, something like that, read them more than once. You're always going to get something new out of them. So not really in the trading psychology department here today, but more in the helpful kind of tips section. But check out Thomas Payne at Trader T Payne over on Twitter. Subscribe to his channel. I'm sure you'll like every single one of his posts. I certainly do. Thanks, Thomas. David says, I took a similar trade in EOG when it broke above the 200, doing very well. Oh, good. Very well. Mork says, what do you think of AAL? What is that, American Airlines? Yeah, I mean, I just don't buy up here, Morgs. I mean, we're getting close to the 3rd ATR channel. We're right up against a downward sloping 200-day. Look what happened last time, right? Look what happened last time it was at the 200. Doesn't mean this is going to happen again, but just in the big picture, the big context, I like to buy here, under here, very rarely up to here, because the further you get away from the value zone, the more the rubber band starts to want to pull it down. But I definitely would not take a new entry there. It is a fractal. Here's a high with 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. But in the context of this, you know, we've got rejected right at the 200-day, almost exactly to the penny. Amazing, right? And we're at the third ATR channel. 92, 93% of prices fail here. So I'm not going to buy something that close. Okay. So that was Spotify. Okay, Spotify. And that was the 1030 EMA. All right, so we'll definitely take a look at that one as well. Ava says, looking at TTCF for potential reversal play. Uh-oh. TTCF. Yeah, that's nice. That's very strong. It's a bullish engulfing bar. It's a rejection of the 200-day moving average. It's a little chasey for me, Ava. And what I mean by that is if I were to use the 200-day moving average as my stop from currently where it is all the way down here, that's kind of a lot of risk. Compare that to Beyond Meat. See, Beyond Meat was just barely above the 200-day. See what a good risk to reward that gave. But, you know, you compare that to TCCF, and it's, you know, it's Kamal, and I would say it's a bit chasey. Me personally, I would rather, I mean, it might go up another day. I'd like to wait for a little bit of a pullback, buy a pullback like with a higher low V1 or V2. What is this? Tattooed Chef. Oh, interesting. I've never heard of that. Steve says, this is a great point. This is a great point by Thomas. We grow in our ability to comprehend, grows through our experiences and growing knowledge. 100%. That's why you get things out of books every time you read it, because you grow and your knowledge base increases, and so you can add on, you know, precept by precept and build on that. But yeah, interesting play there on TTCF, Eva. False breakout to the downside, possible V2 forming this week on the weeklies. Okay, we have about 20 minutes left, so let's go through. Let me put Spotify. Oh, I already have Spotify on here, don't I? Yes, I do. All right, well, let's look at Spotify then over on the 1030. Was 1030, right? Yeah. So let's look at the 1030 chart over on Spot. Yes. Has the 1030 crossover, has a MACD crossover. It's really good. Let me do a little math here. All right. So I know I like that one already. I'm going to bump that over here, and I'm going to bump KMX over here as well. Okay, what's going on with my computer now? Don't give me any grief. Okay. My gosh. You know, I trade an account for a friend of mine, and we bought Exxon. Look at this chart, everybody. Down here. Look at this monster chart. I didn't buy it for myself, but I did buy it for him. All right. So, well, let's just start from the beginning over here. SPLK. This was a higher low V1 earlier. We were below the -1 ATR channel. We rallied into the value zone. We came back. We washed it out. We came back in. This has untriggered the V1 at the moment and has also rejected the 50 RSI. So I'm not interested in that at the moment. RDFN. Redfin Corporation has a nice fractal. Here's a high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. Took out that fractal. MACD is positive. We have closed over the 100-day moving average. We have closed back over the 50 RSI. Not too bad. Let's take a look over at the weekly. Weekly's above 50. We've gone red to green on the week. Yeah, that one's definitely a potential. So I'm going to keep that one as a potential. Okay, we just looked at Spotify. We'll switch back over to the 1030. This does backtest well. 1030 EMA crossover. It's in the value zone still, which I like. MACD has crossover, so I do like that also. Newer has a higher low V1. However, there is a lot of resistance here with the 50 and the 200, and we never even had any down days. So I'm going to take that one off. KMX, 1050 EMA crossover. Is it still crossed? 94.55, 94.56. So currently the 10 has crossed back under the 50. So in that case, it's not a valid crossover yet, but we can check it again. NVAX, Chasey, got sold into up here, hit the 50 EMA, got sold into, so I don't see anything there. CPRT, nice little bounce off the 50. Offers a good risk to reward, is down on an up day. Yeah, I don't see anything there. Sorry, you know, I'm pretty quick and pretty judgmental when it comes to looking at charts, and I've been even a little bit more so recently because one, it saves time, and two, it's really the best thing to do. Unless it just jumps off the screen at you and screams, hey, there's something valid here, I'm just not going to waste time with it. Here's Dexcom. It's a V1. It's up against a big down bar, so I don't see anything there. TWOU, this is pretty strong, bounce off the 200-day moving average. MACD crossover, I think it's rejected the 50 RSI. I don't like this big old bar down here. I think you're going to get stuck right here. NTGR, Netgear, decent little higher low V1 there. MACD crossover, it's not over the 50 RSI, and it looks like it has rejected the 50 RSI. Snow is Snowflake. Big strong day today, just too high for me to buy over the 1 ATR channel. VIRT, yes, it's a V2 and a false breakout with the V2, but I don't like that it's rejected the 100-day moving average. ILMN, looks like it's an inside bar. I don't see anything here that interests me. ZS, looks like there's a 520 crossover, MACD crossover. I don't know how this particular stock backtest with this, but I still like our 3 over here much better. Twitter, I'm having to make myself like something about this, and I don't, so I'm just going to move on. UUP is the dollar. We had a strong dollar. Of course, we just talked about the metals being weak. Generally, they move opposite of each other. So we had a false breakout to the downside from this previous low and a V1. Again, I just feel like it's chasey in this area. Pets. It's up very strong today, but I just don't see a clear signal other than just these inside bars, and it broke out above. Then we have the 50 right there. I think I'm just going to pass on pets. NEWR, it's a higher low V. Oh, we already looked at that one. So I'm going to concentrate on these 3 over here. Redfin with the under 50, over 50, the trigger of this fractal. The high with 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. Again, if we look over on the weekly, pretty good. It held support at the 20 EMA. It held support at the 50. So that one is fairly decent. We do have resistance of the 50-day above us in this previous high. And the real question here is, where would your stop be? I would imagine my stop would probably be at the 20 EMA, which would also dovetail with the 50 EMA if it were to lose, if it come back into the zone. But I just feel like there's a lot of selling that was going on here, and getting back up to here, I feel like we're going to have selling. So I personally like Steve's 2 picks today, honestly. Spotify. Does have a valid crossover, is in the value zone. MACD has gone positive. Weekly, we're in the value zone, so we're not extended really anywhere here. You know, the crossovers give a very clean trade. I know exactly where I'm getting in, getting out, all that kind of stuff. And then over here on KMX, this also, let's see, 94.58. Now it is above, the 10 is above the 50. Which one do I like better? I probably like Spotify better because this is getting a little extended. I could still take it up to the 2 ATR channel, but if I come over to Spotify, I just like the risk to reward better, and I like that we're in the value zone. So my favorite right here at the moment is Spotify. And thanks, Steve, for pointing that out, because I would have never seen that. Real quick, Beyond Meat. Before I get interested in new positions, I have to take care of the current positions, right? So this is up nicely, 1 profit target. I am going to sell half of this today because we got close to the 50 RSI. We have some resistance over here, and it's up over 10%, which really shouldn't matter, but it does factor in because it's been a big move, and definitely there was some selling into the top here. So I am going to be selling half of this at the close. Chewy's doing fine, no profit targets today, but up nicely on the trade. No change there. Eli Lilly, I will be getting out of Eli Lilly today for technically a profit because my entry here was 143.17. It's 142.97. So on the second half, I'll take a little bit of a loss, but I had a nice gain when I took half here. So I will be getting out of Eli Lilly. Nike, of course, I am down on the weekly Nike trade, but has not rejected the 70 RSI, which is my stop. PayPal has come down, or not PayPal, Paycom has done very nicely. Steady as she goes, no reason to sell this. SPY, of course, buying SPY at the close as always. Nice overnight SPY trade today. VIX, am on down on this long-term VIX trade that seems like I've held for 9 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only been 2 weeks, but it feels like it. But off of its lows, the VIX has come off of its lows many times at the end of the day. Low, up, low, up, low, up. So I am definitely going to keep that. And then I am definitely 1,000,000% going to sell 1/2 of my Apple trade. Apple has been so weak, my gosh. And again, I'm selling this because of the close below both the 10 and the 50. So this started out as a promising trade. Very likely it's going to be a losing trade. It is a losing trade now, even though I took profits up here because of this big bar down, but not too bad. So, all right, that's that. Okay, we have about 10 minutes. Brian says, hey, Greg, how different do you manage someone else's account versus your own? That's a good question. I'm a bit more active with my own account, and I am more stand aside in the accounts that I manage. Trying to think. I think it's 6s. I mean, there's some positive things I do for me and maybe some negative things I do for me, but also positive things and negatives for them. But yes, I definitely do. I'm more hands-on with my stuff, and I let things breathe a little bit more when I manage others. Morgan says, hi, Steve. Hope you are well. Will you maybe be doing a sale on your ebook course learning material on your new trader website, if you don't mind me asking? Thank you. Johnson says, Lily, I see some rally. Yeah, there's quite a bit. It was down 4. But again, I am still going to sell this today because we may not have a close below the previous day's low. Looks like we're above it now, but we did lose the 50 RSI. But it's a V2 to the downside. We couldn't get above the 200-day moving average. It's still going to be a profitable trade, and I'm adding new trades. But if this closed above the 50-day moving average, then I'd probably keep it. But it is good that we held above the 50 RSI, or we went below and back up. But yeah, this one I am going to take off. But glad that it's rallied into the end of the day. That's for sure, right? So it all comes down to Spotify with the 1030 EMA crossover. I like the crossover that happens there. KMX been a good trade. Right now, the 10 and the 50 are exactly even. Yeah, I like Spotify. I like Spotify better. This big old down bar here, if we look at the halfway of that down bar, right about there, which very likely, it could hit there, and it's running into resistance over here. So Spotify is definitely my pick for today. And again, just one more time, I'm selling half of Beyond Meat. I'm selling all of Lilly. And I'm selling 1/2 of Apple. Did we go over Snap? We did go over, yeah, we did go over Snap for Ava. Yeah, I don't like that bar at all. That we're higher than we're currently higher than yesterday's close, but we are way below the open. So that is a bearish bar there, Ava. Pretty black and white. It's bearish bar. Doesn't mean it can't go up. It certainly can, but Gary says, Snap. I bought puts today on Snap. We'll update after the close. Thank you. Steve says, yes, Holly will be running a Black Friday sale on e-courses, and I will be giving away free Kindle book editions all month starting Friday. Oh, perfect time that you asked, Morgs. Steve says, thanks, Gary. Steve says, I'm long spot at 290.06 on the 1030 EMA crossover signal. I am going to be right behind you, Steve. I'm going to be right behind you on that one. All right, so let me take care of some business here. Okay. All right, so I sold half of Beyond Meat. Sold half of Lilly. Oh, I need to sell Apple. Half of my app. All right, I am nicely done now. Oh, except for Spotify. And I'm just going to wait wait till the end here. Let me just make sure I'm doing my math correctly. Yes. So what I'm doing, I'm taking on Spotify, I'm taking my maximum allowed risk on any one trade. Let's just say it's $2,000, right? So I'm going to take $2,000 divided by the value of the 2 ATR. So divided by 29.92, and it's figuring out the volatility and everything for me and telling me to buy 66.8 shares, so 67 shares. Yeah, Lily's coming way back. Johnson's great, huh? Looks like it is going to close above the previous day's low, and it is looking like it is holding above the 50 RSI, which is good. But I already sold mine. Let's see what Spotify's doing here intraday. Well, I don't have any intraday data on here. Oh yeah, there we go. Steve says I bought at 290.06. I don't think that's right. It's 269. Morgs, do you trade options often? I do trade quite a few options, Morgs, for sure. Just depends what's going on, with the market. And there's certain times that I do like to buy options, and there's certain times that I don't. Okay, so there's my spot. Okay, that's that. Okay, let's see where everything I got here. All right, so I bought SPY at 357.46, and I bought Spotify at 269.60. All right. So, new overnight SPY trade at 357.46, and then Spotify at 269.60. also Steve with the 1030 EMA cross. Okay, so listen, if you have any new updates for me, go ahead, put them on up there. We'll get them all taken care of. Just real quick, just to remind everybody, just real quick, that I do offer private one-on-one teaching lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I'm good at it. I've had really good success with my clients. So if you are interested in taking my course, just send me an email, send me a message on Twitter. I'll reply. We'll set up a Skype call. We'll have a nice little Skype call, get to know more about each other. And then, after the Skype call, if you decide that you want to take the course, you can email me back and we'll do it. I know you'll be a better trader after you've taken the course. I promise you. And then also, if you like today's podcast, I really would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It really does help a lot to build the channel, keep the channel around. So if there was something here that, you found helpful, or if the channel has been helpful for you in the big picture, I really would appreciate it if you could just take a few minutes or a couple seconds, and hit the thumbs up button before you check out of here. Okay. Now, Steve is long. Oh yeah. At 269.06. Okay. Very nice. Okay, yeah, Spotify at, or yes. All right, so we've got yes there. And you're on the overnight SPY trade. Great. Brian says bought SPY out of Nike and Q. Okay, bought spot. And that's Brian M. You're out of the Nike trade, the long trade, right? Okay, nice trade there, bud. And you're out of QELD. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, because that one did not work out so hot tamale, right? Ava's out of Snap. Kind of glad to hear that. That was an ugly bar, Ava, but beautiful trade, my friend. Morgs, what do you think of Fastly on the daily? Give me the ticker symbol, please. Kamal says, just added Facebook today, no other trades. Great. Ava says, got into REGI. At 56. Very nice. Already nicely in the money. For Ava. Frank says, sold PayPal at the close. Oh, beautiful trade, Frank. Congratulations, my friend. That was lovely. That was a beauty, eh? Jackson said, holding all my positions, Google, Align, Tesla, but Align and Tesla with trailed stops. Boy, you did really well on Tesla, didn't you? Up 6.54%. That's wonderful. Miko, hey, bud. Good to see you. Okay, we have Miko on Spotify. Okay. Bob is out of Apple. All right. Yeah, Apple has been no bueno lately, has it? Hasn't it? Okay. I guess I better put a line here. Oh, I already did. Okay. Morg says Fastly. No, I don't see anything here on Fastly. It's just too high. It's at the second ATR channel. You have all this resistance. You have the 50, you have the 100, you have the third ATR channel. Doesn't mean that it can't keep going up. More likely than not, it will. But it just doesn't offer a good risk to reward ratio for me to enter a new trade here. But you have a lot of resistance. You have a confluence right here with the third ATR channel, the 50 and the 100. You know, you want to buy lower in the value zone. This is when you want to think about selling, in my opinion. Gary says, out of half Beyond Meat. Okay. I'm just going to keep that line there to indicate that. Okay. Gary has puts on Snap. Gary's been on a pretty good roll with options lately, so I hope it continues. So Gary, November 27th, $44 strike puts. So this expires in 4 days. Cost him 26 bucks per contract. It has to close below $44 in order for there to be intrinsic value and for him to make money. And he still has to overcome the premium that he paid to buy the puts, the time for the time. Okay, so Abe is out from the long. Gary's in on the short. Johan is out of UPS. Okay. You're in Baba. Okay, I'm not going to put price, but I'm just going to put Johan over here. Sorry, otherwise it just gets a little too busy. Oh shoot, I just got rid of PayPal. Okay. Okay, where did my PayPal just go? I just put it in. Come on. Okay, so we'll put Johan back in here at 192.72. Nice entry there, bud. And Spotify. Johnson is in spot also. Okay. Oh, and you're in SQ, huh? And you got filled at 202. Very nice. Very nice entry. All right, so we have a battle here. Johnson is long, Gary is short. One of them are going to go in the money tomorrow. Probably, right? I mean, one's long, one's short. Holding Lily. All right, so you kept Lily. Okay, so... Well, I'm running out of room over here. Okay, we're going to put Lily over there for Johnson. AYX on the weekly, 115. $39. Okay, got you, Johan. Okay, Rambo. Okay, got your put down. Gary says, snap, November 27th, strike had super unusual volume, 24,000 into open interest. I am just following people who are way smarter than me and where their money is going. There you go. That's fine. Ava is in SQ at also in SQ at 202. Okay, so I'm just going to do this, Ava. Oh, you're in at 202 also. Never mind. So I'll just do this like that. Greg, I'm out of SQ options. 100% for one day was good. Yes, that's right. Thank you. I forgot about that. I would say it's good, Gary. I'd say it's pretty decent. Way to go, my friend. Way to go, bud. Well, listen, it was a good day. Not all winners, but green overall, which is the main thing. So I'm very grateful for that. All right, let's see what's happening in after hours over here. Apple's up 20 cents. Bob is up 19 cents. Beyond Meat's even. Chewy's up 3 cents. Nike's up 22 cents. Paycom's up even. Spotify looks even. Spy's up 9 cents. And VIX down 2 cents. All right. Man, have there been some trades lately? I've seen a bunch of you just clean up on some of these trades. My gosh, very proud of you. And what I'm really more proud of is just to see that, I just don't see any stocks that are where the losses are increasing and you're still in the stock. That's what that's the most important thing. Do whatever you want to the upside. You know what I mean? I am not picky when it comes to how people trade to the upside or in the money, but when you're out of the money and you're in a loss, you don't want to be hanging around for that. Gary says, thank you very much. Enjoy your hike. Hope everyone has a great day. Thanks, Gary, and congratulations on a huge day. Congrats. All right. Well, listen, thanks, Rambo. Appreciate that. I hope everyone has a good day. I hope you go out, be kind to somebody today. Try to be kind to one human. Try to be kind to one animal. Just, give them a hand, give them a nice gesture. Let them know how much you mean to them. If it's an animal, give them a little treat, give them a little love, give them a little cuddle. take them on a walk. If we could all just do one nice thing for another human being and an animal every single day, that sure would make the world a whole lot better place, right? And we can start it. It'll be like the wave, right? So anyway, congratulations everyone on such great trading. Really proud of you all. Frank says, here's a quote from William Feather. One of the funniest things about the stock market is that every time one person buys, another sells, and both think they are astute. That is true. That is true. And that is that's the situation there with Gary and no. Oh no, sorry, I mixed those up. Yep. No conflicting positions. Nope. Thank you for that, Frank. That's totally true. That's really true. The more you think about that, the more it's true. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go for a hike. It's a little cold here in Utah, but I'm going to have to bundle up and just go out and brave it and do it. So thank you for coming today. It's nice to see everyone. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you tomorrow. And again, if you haven't hit the thumbs up button on the way out and you did like the program, I really would appreciate it, okay? So thanks again. See you tomorrow, hopefully during the last hour of the day. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.